Case History. A young man who came in smelling like a fish. Uremia, that is end-stage kidney failure, classic type, presenting in a clinic smelling like a fish, usually now belong to the realms of old classic medical textbook of medicine. One such case walked into my Saturday morning clinic yesterday. Mr. Abdulrazak Ayopojo, not his real name of course, is a 28-year-old Nigerian student attached to Taylor's College, came to see me with a complaint of easy fatigability and frequent vomiting of 2 weeks duration. He has a sallow, pale complexion and smelled like a fish. Blood pressure was 220/130. My God, too high. Normal for guys his age, around 120/80. Young man, you need to be admitted. Your BP is sky high, and if we delay treatment, you will have a burst artery in the brain, or you will have breathing difficulty plus. Always very difficult to persuade a young man of just 28 who thinks he has another 40 or 50 years of life ahead of him. Adipojo is a candidate for sudden death, which can come from a sudden cardiac arrest arising from a grossly disturbed electrolyte or metabolic disturbance following impaired kidney function, or a sudden stroke, or acute heart failure due to high BP and fluid accumulation in the lung. His renal function test showed a serum creatinine of about 2,300, normal less than 115, and an elevated blood urea of 55, normal up to only 5, and a potassium level of 6.1, normal up to only 5. This elevated potassium level is the one that predisposed to cardiac arrest. Uremia is not my specialty. On admission, was handed over to a nephrological colleague who will institute urgent hemodialysis on a daily basis, at first for a week or so. His BP need my urgent attention, of course. This young man need to be on long-term kidney dialysis program. Life will never be the same for him, having to be hooked to a dialysis machine 4 to 5 hours a day, 3 days a week. End-stage renal disease oftentimes are quiet, insidious disease that can surprise seemingly healthy-looking people. Commonest cause is, of course, autoimmune inflammation of the kidney itself. Second commonest due to chronic untreated hypertension. In this young man, I think he had insidious glomerulonephritis. The gross raised BP in him, in my opinion, is a sign of his inherent kidney dysfunction rather than the primary cause. At the end of the executive summary, old hands like me in this business of looking after the sick and infirm were right. Adipojo has rather a short fuse. William Shakespeare, 4 centuries ago, opined about this tragicomedy called life. The world is a stage. We, men and women, are merely players. We have our entrance and exit, or something to that effect. This is rather sad at the age of 28. From my vantage point, that is the nature of life, through to us from the great beyond the blue yonder, which somehow reminded me of death all the time. And I'm complaining? No, I'm not complaining. I consider this frequent reminder of the fragility of life a privilege. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim.